keep Reeves and get Kyrie if they make that a priority. They risk going right back to where they were before, which is a top-heavy team.
Quick take, that was Windy. He's a YouTube star on the Hoop Collective podcast. Stephen A. Windy said it'll take some maneuvering, but the Lakers could make it happen. Do you think they should try to pursue Kyrie this offseason?
I definitely think they should try to pursue him. Kyrie Irving is one of the spectacular talents in this game offensively. They desperately need his offensive firepower. You don't want to mortgage the future in order to get him or give up some of the assets that you acquired. But with D'Angelo Russell looking the way that he's looked, they desperately need something for the future. My only issue with Kyrie Irving is consistent. Make sure he has to show up to play and not take an abundance of games off. That's it. If he's going to be on the floor for you, you want Kyrie Irving.
All right. We'll keep it going here, Stephen A. No team in NBA history has ever overcome a 3-0 deficit in NBA history. That's including LeBron James, who's facing his fourth 3-0 deficit of his career and first not in the finals. So here's what I ask you. Is this LeBron's last shot at a fifth ring? SA?
Wow. I want to say no.
What you mean you want to say no?
But I can't. I can't. I'm going to tell you why, y'all. I'm going to tell you why. It's not about LeBron. It's about what can you put around him. Rob Pelinka has done a phenomenal job of transforming this roster. I never thought he'd be able to pull it off. To get Hachimura with Russell, Beasley, Vanderbilt says a lot about him. But it still ain't enough. And I'm wondering what else they can get. Like we just brought up Kyrie Irving, but I think the chances of them getting Kyrie Irving, I think it would be a miracle if they got him. So I'm looking at LeBron. And listen, guys, I'll pencil in LeBron for 25 a night. I'll pencil him in, the basketball savant that he is. He's going to do his thing. Are we really, Swagoo, sit up when I'm talking to you because this is serious, okay? And because you got to be fair here because you accuse me of not being fair.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Don't let me accuse you of being fair.
Okay.
When you look at Anthony Davis, Perk, when you look at Anthony Davis, if we can't rely on him to show up for consecutive games now, are we going to be able to do that next year? And the year after? I mean, he's 30 going on 40. You understand? His skills. And Anthony Davis, if you watch it, with those eyes that you and your daddy possess, you understand? With those eyes, because his daddy was looking at me the other day talking to me. Oh, some eyes. It's hard. He ain't going to have vision problems ever in his life. I love him. I love Mr. Davis. But here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal. Anthony Davis and his daddy, if you watching, because I know they could see, no one is questioning the greatness of Anthony Davis. We know he's great. When Anthony Davis is healthy and on his game, he is easily a top 10 player in this game, arguably top 5. But durability-wise, that's the only question about him. Can we trust that we can rely on him? And so to me, if you're LeBron, who's approaching his 21st season, who's approaching his 39th birthday, that with Anthony Davis and with how strapped the Los Angeles Lakers are in terms of what assets they have available, how can I definitively sit here when I'm looking at Denver, who ain't going anywhere? They're just rising. How can I look at them? How can I look at Devin Booker and Kevin Durant wondering if they're going to get additional assets in Phoenix? How can I look at some of these other teams and go like this? Oh, the Lakers could take them. I can't do that. So my answer would be, is this LeBron's last shot at a fifth ring? Yeah. Begrudgingly, yeah.
I don't think so. We just heard Wendy about the possibility of getting Kyrie, and I do agree with you, Stephen A. If Kyrie is available, he on the championship team if LeBron James playing with him.
Yeah.
You went where I wanted to go, all right? And I know what the damn question is on the bottom line. But I got it. It's one dude that stepped on the NBA court on this panel right now that won a championship and played with a championship level team and coincidentally was a big. I'm not going to talk long because I want to ask my little big bro Perk something because I feel bad about what I'm about to say, but I got to say it. Perk, why is Anthony Davis not taking a series personal against a two-time MVP, big man, and showing up and being the guy that everybody thinks Anthony Davis is supposed to be. Now, I'm not going to question no guy manhood on TV. And I'm not going to question if he wants to play and win championships, because we saw him in the bubble have success and be the catalyst for the Los Angeles Lakers winning this game. I cannot imagine if I'm Anthony Davis and I go into a series against the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, who is considered the best big man in basketball outside of obviously Joel Embiid, and you are having the type of series that you having and not trying to dominate games and take this over, and we got a question about LeBron last shot. We all know LeBron's shot depends on the guys that are around him and coincidentally younger guys. Perk, take it, because I don't want to ruffle feathers to the point where I'm about to fight in one of these gyms that my son playing in the summer. But you got to answer that question for me, because I know what I'm watching, and I'm not watching Anthony Davis take it personal that Nikola Jokic is on the other side of the basketball court.
Well, Swagoo, you know I love you. You know we grew up in the sandbox together. But let me say this. Anthony Davis only had one bad game in this series, and that was game 2. He came out in game – okay, fine. But he came out in game 1 and dropped 40. He had 28 and 18 last game. And I get it. I understand, right? I want to see Anthony Davis take it personal and go guard Jokic and be aggressive and have a dog mentality. But some guys just don't have it. Some guys just don't have it in them. Oh, my God. But hold on, listen. And I know it hurts. And I told Stephen A. this before. I told Stephen A. you look up when I'm talking to you. You look up when I'm talking to you. All right? You ain't nothing but down the hall. Don't make me get down there. You down the hall. But listen, here's the thing. We have to go back and look at when they won the championship in the bubble, right? And we watch Anthony Davis and we watch how dominant he was. Do y'all remember who was on that team? Rajon Rondo. Do you recall when Rajon Rondo used to get the ball? Yeah. But Rondo leadership was so underrated. And sometimes you have franchise guys that need to have their key put in their back. Now you go and look at a guy like Kevin Durant, okay? For example, up 3-1 on the Golden State Warriors when he was in Oklahoma. He blew the lead. All of a sudden, he gets to Golden State. And I get it, they were the clear-cut favorites, but you had a guy like Draymond Green to put the key in his back. Some guys, you have to have that on your squad. I don't know why. I don't know why, right. But it's like that. But now, far as Braun, last shot at winning the 5th ring, it is never over.
It's not.
Until he retires, S.A. Now, is he a number 1 option that could carry a team? No. I believe he's to the phase now where he's actually a 3rd option. And that's actually okay because he can still go out there and get you 20, 11, and 9 a night. And I believe with the emergence of Austin Reeves, I believe with the Rui Hachimura is going to continue to get better. And again, I know we keep harping on Kyrie Irving. But I want y'all to remember this moment, since we keep receipts. Don't be surprised this offseason if Fred VanVleet get over there to the Los Angeles Lakers in a sign and trade.
Well, I actually think that's more likely. Hold on, Swag. I actually think that's more likely than Kyrie ending up in L.A. I think Kyrie has a better shot at ending up in Phoenix. That's just me. That's number 1. Number 2. Anthony Davis, I got to say this. Now, Jokic is averaging 27, 14, and 11. He's been sensational. I get it. Yeah. But, Swagoo, I want to say this to you. I get your point. The questions of trepidation. Anthony Davis had a bad game, too. 26% shoot, 4-15 from the field. Anthony Davis in this series, just so you know,